Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi guys, CeeChronicles here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I post fragrance related content on this platform and would very much appreciate it if you did decide to subscribe and join the family. To those who are already subscribed, thank you so much for the continued support. This is going to be a Dents Don't Lie video, but with a twist. I have introduced a Dents Don't Lie video, which I drop every month, but the twist in this particular video is the fact that these dents are of fragrances that I have overused because they simply do not have the lasting power. Number one on the lineup is going to be Kissm for men. Now there is 3 or 4 in this line: Kissm for men, Kissm for women, and Kissm Moscow. If you're a woman, you can still buy this one. Don't worry about the Kissm for men, thing that it says there. The women's one is actually more challenging with a soapy, powdery jasmine and needs testing. This suits both men and women with a DNA that is similar to that roach's mustache. It has a dent to this level, guys, because in as much as it has notes of coffee and all those nice notes, I don't get coffee from here. What I otherwise get is a crisp, fresh style of fragrance that has a masculine-esque tone to it, but just a little bit of it, okay? Little bit of it that women can get away with wearing. So absolutely love this fragrance from Maison Alhambra, but wish it could last long. And this dent is due to me overspraying it. The second one on the lineup, guys, is going to be from Fragrance World, and this is Francique 107.9, right? Now, this particular Francique 107.9 draws this inspiration from that BDK's Rouge Smoking, and indeed, it smells like that Rouge Smoking, but it's a very guarded style of, version of that fragrance. It practices so much restraint that I wish it could do better. You are going to get a nutty nuance to this, an almondy wrap up to it. It also does have that cherry, exactly as you would get in that Rouge Smoking, but it just does not do much. So this dent, guys, is off the fact that I literally have to bathe with this fragrance. So being that is from Fragrance World, I hope they do drop another one, because they do have this tendency of, giving us same versions of the same thing in different, companies of theirs, like F.A. Paris and stuff like that. So if they do drop another one that smells like that Rouge Smoking, I am certainly going to buy it, but I'm not I'm not going to repurchase this when it's finished, because it's a fragrance that is lacking in lasting power. And a quick announcement, guys, I've had an overwhelming response when it comes to companies wanting to work with me, and I'm so thankful to those that have reached out and have trusted me to work with their brands. So shout out to Hygie Scent. If you want to purchase any one of these fragrances in a decant form, say, you don't want to be disappointed like myself and end up saying, oh, it doesn't last and stuff like that, Hygie Scent will be able to sell these fragrances to you in decant form. They ship in the United States. I've also worked, guys, with a decant boutique. They ship internationally. So if you're looking at tiptoeing into these, fragrances instead of buying full bottles, just to make sure that you save your money, you can check out those companies. I'm going to leave their links in the description. And while we're at that, to those other companies that reach out to me via Instagram, DM, thank you so much. I see your messages. However, please do take note, I do not click links. I have a system that just does not take links. So if you'd like to work with me, make sure that you reach out to me via my verified Instagram account, and I do try to be as responsive as possible. Do not reach out to me via Facebook, because I'm not active on Facebook in as much as I do have a Facebook account. I also have a TikTok account, which I do sometimes post concurrently. What I post here, I post on TikTok, but I wouldn't say reach out to me via TikTok or Facebook. So anybody who responds to you on those platforms is most likely not me, but we can, of course, yes, collaborate. And now moving on to the video. Third on the lineup is going to be Anna Abiyedh Rouge from the house of Lattafa, one of the very first BR540 smell-alikes there. So kudos to Lattafa for giving us this one, and kudos again to Lattafa for rebottling this one and giving it to us in a better version. They have this same DNA in Ijal Aura. So if you're looking for that BR540 at an affordable price, you can certainly purchase the Ijal Aura. It performs performs way better than this one. I get a candy-esque style of fragrance on this, at par with that Baccarat Rouge 540 in terms of smelling like it, but this is very shy. It has like an inky accord to it, a very shy saffron, that sort of thing. Ever since I started talking about this fragrance, I'm going to say a lot of people have said they turn anosmic to it, and I am certainly one of them. This is a dent that I left at this a long time ago, you know, and I was so happy to discover the other one, and I wouldn't repurchase this one because it's just a candy wrap up that's gone before you even enjoy it, guys. Ana Abiyedh Rouge from the house of Latafa. The other one that I just wanted to highlight here is from the house of Paris Corner, and this is Mango Punch. Good news about this one, they released it at the same time when they released their Pear Potion, and I found that the two are like mac and cheese. The best, if you want to get the best of this fragrance, just pair it with that Pear Potion. On its own, it's a mango. It's going to scream for the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes. After that, it dries down into like a La Vie bellish feminine tone of fragrance, drawing its inspiration from Willem's Mango. And that Willem's Mango also has got some similarities to La Vie Belle. So I'm not trying to say Paris Corner missed the mark here and ended up with a La Vie Belle smell alike. If you have, you know, read the reviews for Willem's Mango, you will know that a lot of people do say it does dry down a lot to that La Vie Belle. So this is a mango style of fragrance, but the mango is not really mangoing to an extent of, I would call it top 10 mango forward style of fragrances, if you know what I mean. This dent is simply because, yes, I do enjoy this fragrance, but I often have to overspray it. It's Mango Punch from the house of Paris Corner. And then from Pendora, which is the Paris Corner subsidiary, I had to show you this one. Now, this is not so much of a dent. This is actually an empty bottle, but I noticed that I last spoke about this fragrance about maybe 4 years ago. And while I was doing some cleaning up, I found this bottle, and it was amongst some of the bottles that I meant to show in some video a long time ago on my empties, but I didn't get to make an empties video. This is Impressions 3. Everything about this fragrance is going to tell you that it's pointing out to that L'Impératrice. Now, it is built around a summery watermelon, you know, aquatic style of tone of fragrance, and that is exactly what you're going to get. Now, if you have used the original L'Impératrice, which I did get the opportunity to smell that fragrance, it's not a beastly performing fragrance, but this takes it to another level. This actually waters down an already watered down DNA. So that L'Impératrice, it's not a fragrance that I'm saying, oh, it's going to be beastly. It's not going to be beastly. But just do take note that if you're going to buy this one, which is a fragrance drawing inspiration from it, expect an even lesser toned representation of that DNA. So this one made it on the lineup, guys, as one of those fragrances that I'll say 2-3 hours gone. Next on the lineup, guys, is going to be Falling in Love from the house of Emperor. Now, this Emperor house is not easy to find, and this is why I did give a shout out to companies like High Descent. I do believe they do have this one in their inventory, so you can purchase this one. I'm not sure whether full size or samples, because High Descent actually does samples and full size. If not, then I will clue them up, you know, that you would love to purchase this fragrance, and they can maybe add it to their stock. So if you're looking at how, you know, buying this and you're worried about whether it nails that rolling in love DNA, it does. It nails that rolling in love, you know, DNA. It has raspberry, heliotrope, and almond milk, and I think it is because of the raspberry overdose that it does have that red backdrop. So it does live up to that raspberry promise. A sweet, fruity style of fragrance, but there is a freshness that this fragrance carries, and it kind of feels diluted. I'm not going to come here and say I have used the real thing, rolling in love, but what I can say is if Rolling in Love lasts for about 4 or 5 hours, then for the price, it's probably not worth it to me. I'm going to say then maybe go for the Falling in Love. But it's just a fragrance that do not expect fireworks from this. Do not expect this fragrance to last the whole day. It does have a little bit of presence compared to some of the fragrances that I've shown you here. But this dent here, This dent right here is due to me overspraying. And then of course we have this one. I'm actually very happy to show you this one, okay? Aura Declat from the House of Maison Alhambra. Why I'm saying I'm happy to show you this one, guys, is we unboxed it together maybe 7 days ago, okay? So this is where it's at. This, however, I'm gonna give its flowers for being one of those good fragrances for layering. If you've got a difficult fragrance in your collection or some fragrance that is super oody, you can use this fragrance to freshen it up. It's a freshie. Simply put, this is aquatic, this is water toned, very fresh and crisp style of fragrance. Simply put, guys, if you took a shower or a bath and your maintenance routine includes shower gels, you know, that are blue toned and fresh toned, and that's what this feels like. It just feels like a continuation of how you would smell if you, say for instance, spent the whole day in the shower. It just feels like an out of the shower style of fragrance. Fresh, clean, not sweet, very lightly sweet there, but very crisp. So it's here, guys, because it's one of those fragrances that I literally have to spray maybe 10 mLs. And even then, if I spray the 10 mLs on myself, I'm just going to be wrapped around some freshness, but that freshness is not really doing much, if you know what I mean. So this is another tamed freshie, but in its own defense, I'm going to say use this one for layering if you've got difficult fragrances, or a Declat from the House of Maison Alhambra. And then again from Maison Alhambra, we have Le Voie. This fragrance I dug out. I'm no longer using this fragrance, guys, but as you can see, it draws its inspiration from that My Way. You can see the telltale sign and whatever, but it is one fragrance that did get some fair usage in my collection. I have since come across some better fragrances that smell like My Way, so it's not a fragrance that I'm going to replace, but it will always be there in my collection, say for instance, for reference sake, like in this case. This one is built around white florals, but it's a light summery scented fragrance. You need to love your florals for you to appreciate this DNA, but it is a DNA that doesn't push it past the 4 hours. So I just had to clue you up there that if you love My Way in itself is not beastly, but I think I can give it to My Way for lasting maybe 7 hours. This one will do about 4, somewhere thereabouts. So just had to clue you up there in case you see me waving this bottle about and you're thinking, oh my God, this is going to be the best fragrance ever. This is going to appeal to those who like florals, but interpreting light. Okay, La Voie from the House of Maison Alhambra. Next up, guys, we have Grandeur, and this is London Avenue, drawing its inspiration from that Greenwich Village from Bond Number 9. I did not run. I literally sped to go and buy this fragrance once I discovered that it was drawing its inspiration of that Greenwich Village. And guys, what I get from this fragrance, let me just show you the dent first off. This is the dent. What I get from this fragrance, to bring it closer to home, is a vibe similar to this. And no, this is not a BR540 smeller, like as I said. This is in the same vein as Greenwich Village, but this is a sweet vanilla, but the vanilla is doused with a lychee, and I think it's a lychee that is watering down everything in this fragrance. I can only blame it on that because it also does have notes like cassis and stuff, but it just becomes a sweetened, light, fresh style of fragrance that is, I'm not going to say it doesn't speak. As I said, this is why I gave you the example of this one, that if you have used this one, you'll know how this one vibes. It's just, it has that disappearing act wherein after you've sprayed it, you can hardly smell it even after 2 hours and stuff. So I just had to caution you on this one, guys. Yes, it does vibe like that Greenwich Village, but is very, very light. Grandeur's London Avenue. Now, the last one on this lineup, guys, is going to be this one, Musk Vanille from the House of Maison Alhambra. I bought 3 of these at the same time because I love this DNA, and I still do, but I'm not going to repurchase. One of these fragrances, if I'm not mistaken, I gave to Ajwa. Another one I finished, and this is the last of it. If you go and purchase this fragrance, you're probably not going to find it as dark as this. So this is just to show you that I've had this vanilla toned fragrance in my collection for a while. Yes, it is a vanilla toned. You are going to get a vanilla. In fact, you're going to get a gourmand style of fragrance vibing in the same way as Rose's Vanilles or Rose's Musk. In this case, let's say Rose's Musk because it does say Musk, right? But it's another one that you can feel, but 4 hours in, you need to reapply. It's not a boring one to reapply. This I don't mind reapplying over and over again, but I'm just saying for what it's worth, if I am to group the ones that I've purchased, even though this one was about $12 or $15, I'd have probably, you know, purchased myself the Roses Vanilla anyway, or the Roses Musk. So it's really not sensible anymore for me to purchase another bottle because the lasting power sucks. So I would rather just purchase the real thing. So this Dent, guys, is here because I enjoy this DNA, but this DNA unfortunately lacks in lasting power. Musk Vanille from the house of Maison Alhambra, and it's the last one on this lineup. So that's it, guys. That's a wrap. I hope you did enjoy watching this video. I'd love to know, you know, from your side, which fragrances you have that underperform, which fragrances you have that have a huge dent, but the dent is because the fragrances just do not speak. So you are forced to spray them over and over again. Let's interact in the comments section. Remember to turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one. And also remember, guys, that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.